Acting National Police Commissioner Kgotmotso Phahlane says police are confident that they will crack the investigation into the OR Tambo airport heist. Phahlane updated the media in Pretoria this afternoon on the progress made since the heist at the airport this week, in which millions in foreign currency was stolen. 2 vehicles involved in the robbery were recovered in Mamelodi in Pretoria. Phahlane said decisive action will be taken if it's found that police officers were involved.
When the perpetrators are arrested, we will not be surprised to learn that some of them were bogus police officers. However, we will investigate and arrest objectively, and should we find evidence of any type of police or other collusion, we will take decisive action. If bona fide police uniforms or equipment were used by the suspects, the source of those uniforms, equipment, will also form part of the investigation. The process of the investigation is underway, which includes interviewing all role players and personnel charged with duties in and around the airport precinct.
Well, for more on what came out of that briefing, we cross to our reporter Patricia Phahlane. Patricia, very good afternoon to you. Listening to that briefing, it seems that the main concern seems to be around lax security at the airport, but the Commissioner assuring people that the airport is still a safe place.
Good afternoon, Natasha. Certainly, not a lot of developments in terms of what the investigations at this point entail and what have so far come out, but certainly a lot of scrutiny on the security at the airport, and of course the police commissioner saying that the incident is regrettable. They view it in serious light, and that all possible security shortcomings are being put under scrutiny at this point to find the necessary loopholes that they can close. They have assured the nation that they will definitely get to the bottom of this particular heist, and they're working around the clock to, of course, bring the culprits to book. Now, we do know that an intensive high-level investigative team is appointed that comprises, of course, of the police, national intelligence, and, of course, the Hawks, and they are the team that are set to make sure that this case is cracked. But so far, very little that came out, almost the same information that we got yesterday, but the police commissioner saying that it is important to keep the nation updated as to how things are moving forward. So very little clues as to who the men are who performed this heist and where exactly they might be, and if police involvement is at the center of this, and of course if there are people at the airport that might also be linked. So the information remains very much sketchy at this point.
Did he talk at all, Patricia, on the issue that this is not the first time something like this has happened at the airport, that there have been other incidents? What did he say around that?
Well, they're not completely denying the fact that the airport sometimes does get targeted, but of course downplaying it, that it is not as bad as the media may be portraying it, but they are constantly working on security glitches that might appear or might come forth at the airport. We heard, of course, the AXA CEO, Bongani Maseko, also giving that assurance that they always try to make sure wherever there are security breaches to come up with new measures to curb such, and that is exactly what they're now trying to do, to get to the bottom of how the security was a breach at the airport, and how can they make sure that they tighten security measures at the airport, but assuring the nation that this is not an indication that the airport might be compromised in its entirety and that people might be unsafe at the airport, but saying that these things do happen, and wherever it does come up, stringent measures are taken to make sure that the security loopholes are tightened, and especially the people who do use the airport from day to day are safe to the highest point.
All right, Patricia, thanks so much. We'll leave it there. Patricia Phahlane, live from Pretoria.